Let's go here. I want to address this. I know Bo, who's the biggest Dodger fan, him and Ryan, those are the biggest Dodger fans in the place, Fox Sports Radio. But anyway, the Dodgers started the season 8-0. You remember? They're going to run away. Oh, my God. They got everything. Since then, you know what their record is? Since the 8-0 start? 28-24. Pretty mediocre, middle of the road.
There's your man's.
And here's my big issue with the Dodgers and why sometimes you may have to make adjustments. Shohei wasn't the leadoff hitter when he was in Anaheim. They came here. He only moved there because, remember, Mookie got hurt, and they just decided to move. And I get it. I understand why you would put a hitter of his caliber to get him an extra at-bat. Everybody's getting 4. He might get 5 in a game. So I understand that. What I don't understand is wasting his home runs. 23 home runs and 39 RBIs is not a good look. That means you're leaving people, you know what I mean, in other situations on base. Don't you want to move him down in the lineup so that he can knock in some runs? Knock in other people. Solo home runs does not work for me. I even said today on MLB Network with Brian Kenny, I said sometimes I look at Shohei's stats, and I think he has more home runs than RBI. You know?
Yeah. It's not optimal.
I mean, which of course it doesn't make sense. But you get my point is that I've never seen this. 23 home runs and 39 RBIs is a small number for that many home runs.
I think what you're seeing right now is a team that has been to the World Series, 4 times in the last 6-7 years. I think you're looking at the current reigning World Series champs, and I think you're looking at a manager who has had obviously a bunch of success, and I think they're saying we're not going to panic right now. I think they're fully aware. If there's a sport that is fully aware of numbers and analytics and what guys are doing, it's baseball. So I think they know what's happening right now, but I also think they're not overly worried. I mean, we've talked about this, I think it was last week. Right now, got a slight edge on the Padres in the division. You're starting to get some guys healthy. You got Mookie back, as Steve told us earlier. And I think, 28-24, that's a long stretch. That's a long stretch.
Over 52 games, they're playing 500.
But it's June. What is today? June 3rd? June 2nd? Yeah, it's June 3rd. And I think you just don't want to panic yet. And and you know this, baseball is maybe more than any other sport based on continuity, what makes me feel good, where I'm comfortable. You got pitchers who have Clayton Kershaw, exact same routine. I go to the park at this part. I warm up at this point. I wear this at this time. I eat this exact thing. And you got guys who know exactly what they like to do in their comfort zone. And I think Ohtani is he's having a better hitting year than last year where he was MVP.
His numbers are way down.
So,
he's not going to win an MVP with 75 RBI.
So, and maybe
I would vote right now for Freddie Freeman, who's batting 368.
That's possible.
He batted 410 in May.
That's that hit, and then they got Aaron Judge up to bat as we speak right now. Another guy who's batting over 400. But I just think it's not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As far as what he's doing, I'm talking about he's doing.
Right, but the numbers is what I'm just saying. He had 130 RBIs last year. He has 39. Like the math doesn't add up. You talk about
and the only thing
23 home runs and 39 RBIs.
Only thing I'll say, Rob, is there's so much more. You have to all the rest of June, all of July, all of August, basically all of September, and so
there's 4 months to go.
So I'm just saying. It's too early for me to make a change for a guy who's doing very well, who's comfortable in his spot. We moved him to that spot. We kept him there. It wasn't like, all right, we put him there for Mookie. Mookie's back now. Go,
No, I mean, he did well last year, so I get it. But if the bottom of the order,
that's where I'm putting the pressure. Do I start to put different people there?
Yeah, but what are you going to do? You're going to get rid of 3 people? You know what I mean? Like to me, there are people getting on base. I want to get more people on base in front of him, so that he can knock them in. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to bank on the laws and the averages favoring that bottom part of the lineup, because eventually guys are going to hit 250, 270. You start getting on base and they don't have to be clearly at the bottom of the lineup for a reason, but I don't need you to be otherworldly. I just need to do what your typical average is. And I think the law of averages will say we'll start to get there. We'll have a guy on. We might have 2 guys on, and now Shohei's up. And he gets that extra at-bat, hopefully, throughout certain games. So I wouldn't overreact. I get your principle. I totally get that. We're wasting 23 home runs from a guy who's probably going to get 55
or
of them,
45 or 50,
whatever it may be. And we would have maximized that.
You want them to be all solo home runs?
But if he keeps getting on base, by the way, and then Mookie starts hitting because Mookie's down about 25, 30 percentage points there.
Yeah, I talked to Mookie, was that Sunday, and he's trying to figure it out. Like, he's saying, like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Dude, look, I'm sure he's not going to make an excuse of it.
No, he's not making an excuse.
But dude lost 20 pounds.
And the other thing,
he ain't got 20 pounds to lose.
And see, here's another one. And you just said it. You normally don't want to mess with your best players, okay? You don't want to move Shohei, but in reality, they should also move Mookie off shortstop because I think that's affecting his hitting. I don't think he's played nearly as well at shortstop as he plays second base and he plays right field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
he's amazing
so
there.
sometimes, that can take away where your shortstop is a demanding. You can't bobble balls. They got to be clean for double plays. You keep an inning alive if you bobble. You know what I mean?
It's taxing, too. It's a lot.
It really is a lot. And Mookie's a great player who's headed for the Hall of Fame. But if I'm the Dodgers, I really got to rethink it. Maybe Mookie's not the shortstop. And maybe Ohtani should be batting second or third somewhere else, but definitely not first. I would make those two moves because they haven't caught fire. I mean, the team, 28 and 24.
Some of that, a large part of that, though, Rob, as you know, has been not having your best pitchers yet, and guys are slowly starting to come back. And so I think you start to see where that 28 and 24 turns to, we end up a 40 and 12 run. So I think that's what they're banking on, knowing it's a long season. We'll be fine. Guys will start to hit. Averages will average out. And they know what they're doing as far as having some pieces in the background. One thing the Dodgers are good at, they got somebody coming up from the farm system or a guy that's waiting. The thing that has been consistent with the Dodgers for 10 to 15 years, especially last decade, though, depth. They always have depth. Where'd this kid come from? Where's this guy coming from? And being able to have guys who are able to maneuver. And as you mentioned, if they feel all of a sudden Mookie, and he seems like the type of guy who would say, you know what? We gave the shot. It's just not working, or it's not that it's not working. I would be better suited at second. Put me back in the outfield. They've got some guys they can move around. They've prided themselves on that.
But you got to agree. The shortstop play is just okay. It's not.
Oh, that's not his best work, position. Without a doubt. And I think, but the biggest thing is having that in your back pocket. Having in your back pocket one of the best hitters in baseball, could likely be an MVP if he starts picking up on the RBIs, is Shohei. We have that in our back pocket. We can move him. Mookie, versatile, second, short, outfield. We have that. Knowing Mookie's probably going to pick up another 20 percentage points on his batting average here at some point. No, Freddie's playing amazing. Maybe, Edmund starts picking up and doing his thing more. So that's the thing I have in my back pocket. I'm not going to overreact quite yet. There's no need. We're leading the division. We're the reigning champs. Guys are getting healthier. We'll be fine. That's what I would lean on.